I always believed my wife, Naomi, was the one person in the world who could never lie to me. She was gentle, honest, the kind of woman who apologized when she bumped into furniture. So when I decided to test her loyalty, I thought the whole thing would end in a silly laugh, maybe even a romantic evening afterward. But what she did instead, it still keeps me awake at night. It all started 2 months ago, the night I overheard a conversation, one that wasn't meant for me. Naomi was in the kitchen, talking softly on the phone. Her voice carried a tone I hadn't heard in years. Warm, eager, almost nervous. "No, he won't find out," she whispered. Then a pause. "I'll be there at 7. Same place." I froze in the hallway. "Same place? Won't find out?" The words hit me like ice water. Now, before you judge me, let me say this. I trust my wife. I always have. But something about those words lodged themselves deep in my mind. I couldn't sleep that night, couldn't eat the next day. And even though I tried to tell myself it meant nothing, my mind spiraled. What if she wasn't happy? What if she'd fallen for someone else? What if I had no idea who she really was? Finally, I made a decision I now regret more than anything. I was going to test her loyalty. Not because I wanted to catch her doing something wrong, but because I needed to know if the woman I married was still the woman standing beside me. The test was simple, at least in theory. My friend Zeke worked in private security and could get access to a burner phone, one that couldn't be traced. With it, I planned to send Naomi anonymous messages. Harmless ones at first, then gradually more suggestive, more personal, just enough to see if she'd take the bait. It felt manipulative, yes. Petty, even, but curiosity can be louder than reason. I sent the first message for that Monday morning at 9:13 a.m., exactly 1 hour after she left for work. "Good morning, beautiful. I saw you yesterday." That was it. No emoji, no name, just enough to cause confusion. She didn't reply. I felt relieved. The second message came the next day. "You look stressed today. I hope you're okay." Again, no reply. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this was all in my head. But on the third day, something changed. I sent, "I miss seeing your smile." And 5 minutes later, she responded, "Who is this?" My stomach dropped. I stared at my phone for a full minute before typing back. "Someone who thinks you deserve better." She didn't reply again. Not that day, not the next. But her behavior started changing. Slightly. Subtle things at first. She wore makeup to work, even though she usually didn't. She smiled at her phone a little too long. She hit her screen when I entered the room. Maybe I was imagining it. Maybe I wasn't. By the end of the week, I was losing my mind. Then came Friday. I decided to push my test a step further, one I now realize was a terrible mistake. I texted, "I want to see you again. Same place, 7 p.m. It was a gamble, but a dangerous one, because I didn't know if same place actually meant anything to her. I didn't know if she had somewhere she went regularly or someone she met secretly. It was just a reference to that phone call I overheard. When she read the message, her reaction wasn't confusion, it was panic. She locked the screen instantly, grabbed her purse, and went to the bedroom. For nearly 20 minutes, I heard drawers opening, closing, footsteps pacing, then silence. At 6:30 p.m., she came out dressed in a simple black blouse and jeans. Nothing dramatic, but nicer than usual. "I'm heading out," she said, avoiding eye contact. "Where to?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. "Oh, just meeting a friend." "Which friend?" She hesitated, just for a moment, but it was enough. "You don't know her," she said, a lie. Naomi never lied so effortlessly before. I watched her leave. The door clicked shut behind her, and for a moment the house felt unbearably empty. I grabbed my keys and followed her. She drove across town to a quiet neighborhood, one I didn't recognize. There were no cafes, no bars, no restaurants. Just small businesses and a few streetlights flickering in the cold evening air. Then she pulled into a parking lot behind an abandoned bookstore. My heart thudded so hard I thought I was going to faint. I parked a safe distance away, far enough that she wouldn't notice me. She stepped out of the car, looked around nervously, then headed toward the alley beside the building. Who meets in an alley? What kind of friend chooses a place like this? Every instinct in me screamed to get out of my car and drag her back home. But I stayed hidden. I wanted the truth. I needed it. Naomi walked deeper into the alley, and for a second, I lost sight of her. I hurried out, moving carefully along the wall until I reached a corner I could peek around. What I saw made my blood run cold. She wasn't alone. A tall man wearing a hooded jacket stood with her. His back was to me, but I could see his arm movements, sharp, agitated, almost aggressive. Naomi looked frightened. She kept glancing around, wringing her hands, stepping back as he stepped forward. Then I heard him, a low voice, firm, threatening. "I told you, you're running out of time." My breath hitched. Time for what? Naomi shook her head rapidly. "I'm trying," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Please, I need a little longer." The man leaned in closer. "You have until Monday. No excuses." Naomi swallowed hard, nodding. That's when he reached into his jacket and pulled out something small, metallic that I couldn't see clearly, but Naomi flinched as soon as he showed it to her. A knife? A gun? A key? I had no idea. But her reaction told me everything. This wasn't an affair. This was something far more terrifying. The man slipped the object in her hand, said something too quiet for me to hear, then walked away into the darkness. Naomi stood frozen for several seconds after he left. Then she tucked the object in her pocket, wiped her face, and hurried back toward her car. I waited until she drove off. Then I stepped into the alley, heart pounding, trying to make sense of what I'd just witnessed. Whatever my wife was involved in, it wasn't innocent, and it wasn't safe. As I turned to leave, I noticed something glinting faintly on the ground, right where the man had been standing. A small metallic tag, with a number carved into it. Number 47. My stomach dropped. I didn't know what it meant, but I knew it wasn't good. And it was only the beginning. I didn't sleep that night. I kept replaying the scene in the alley. Naomi's trembling voice, the man's threat, the mysterious metallic tag with number 47 carved into it. None of it made sense. This wasn't just disloyalty. This wasn't romance. This was danger, and Naomi was right in the middle of it. And worst of all, she was hiding it from me. By morning, I had made up my mind. If she wouldn't tell me the truth, I'd find it myself. Naomi acted normal at breakfast, or at least she tried. But I could see it now. The forced smile, the shaky hands. She kept touching her right pocket, like she needed to be sure that whatever the man handed her was still there. "Rough night?" I asked casually. She froze for a split second, barely noticeable unless you were looking for it. "Just tired," she said, forcing a yawn. "Didn't sleep much." I nodded. Neither did I. When she left for work, I waited 2 minutes, then followed her again. But this time, she didn't go to the hospital. She didn't even go near it. Instead, she drove to a part of the city I'd only ever heard about, the industrial district. A place filled with abandoned warehouses, low-rent offices, and businesses that only operated after dark. She parked behind a building with boarded-up windows and a faded sign that once said Rutherford Textile Company. She got out quickly, looking around with the same nervous tension she had in the alley, then ducked inside through a side entrance. I pulled out my phone and texted my friend Zeke. "Me, need your help. Urgent. Location, Rutherford Textile Company warehouse. Bring backup. Zeke, on my way. Don't go inside." I stared at that last message for a long second. He knew me too well. I didn't go inside. Not immediately. Instead, I circled the building, keeping my distance. The warehouse was old, rusted, half-collapsing. But strangely, it wasn't abandoned. There were security cameras. New ones. High quality. Recently installed. And they weren't pointed at entrances. They were pointed outward, like they wanted to see who was coming. That's when the first piece of the puzzle clicked in my mind. This wasn't a place someone stumbled into. This was a place someone was protecting. I was halfway around the back when I heard voices inside, loud ones echoing off metal walls. I moved closer, found a narrow crack in the boarded-up siding, and peeked in. What I saw nearly stopped my heart. Naomi wasn't alone. There were at least 10 people in the warehouse, men and women, sitting around folding tables covered in documents, maps, laptops, and blueprints. On the far wall were rows of metallic tags identical to the one I'd found, each one etched with a number. Hashtag 12 hashtag 19 hashtag 33 hashtag 47 hashtag 62. Dozens of them. Each tag had a name underneath it. A list of people. Naomi stood near the front, talking to a woman with silver hair. She pulled something from her pocket, the item the man gave her, and placed it on the table. I squinted to see it. It wasn't a weapon. It wasn't a key. It wasn't a flash drive. It was a badge. And not just any badge. A government badge. With a raised silver emblem I recognized instantly. Department of Community and Economic Protection, a federal agency known for whistleblower investigations, asset recovery, fraud cases. My wife, my sweet, gentle, always honest wife, was working with the federal government. Before I could process that, Naomi spoke, loudly enough that I could make out fragments. "We're running out of time," she said. "He's starting to ask questions. If he finds out before we're ready." The silver-haired woman interrupted. "Does he suspect anything?" Naomi hesitated. "Not yet," she said. My heart cracked. "Not yet?" I leaned closer, my breath fogging the wood, trying to hear more. And that's when my phone buzzed. A vibration so sharp and unexpected it felt like a gunshot. "Zeke." I grabbed my phone, silenced it immediately, but it was too late. Inside the warehouse, Naomi's head shot up. Her eyes darted toward the wall where I was hiding. Then she said something that chilled me to the bone, her voice trembling. "He's here." Chaos erupted inside. Chairs scraped. Footsteps thundered across concrete. Voices barked commands. I ducked behind a dumpster just as the side door slammed open and two men rushed out, scanning the area. "Fan out," one shouted. He couldn't have gotten far. He? Me? They didn't even know who they were chasing, and somehow he was the only suspect? Why? What had my wife told them? I crawled further behind the dumpster and crouched low, barely breathing as the men spread out, checking behind pallets, loading docks, stairwells. I needed to get back to my car. I needed to leave. A voice spoke right behind me. Quiet. Calm. Heart-stopping. "You shouldn't be here." I turned slowly, and there she was, Naomi, standing less than 3 feet away. Her face pale, eyes wide, hands trembling. But what scared me most was what she was holding. My wallet. My wallet, the one that must have fallen from my pocket when I leaned toward the wall. She looked at it, then looked at me, then whispered, "How much did you see?" My mouth dried instantly. "Everything," I said. "What is this, Naomi? Who are these people? What are you doing here? What does that number mean?" She swallowed hard. Then she stepped closer. Too close. Her voice dropped to a near whisper. "I was going to tell you. But now you've put everything at risk." My chest tightened. "At risk?" "Naomi, I'm your husband." She cut me off. "This isn't about us anymore." Her eyes glistened, not with guilt, but with fear. Real fear. "You need to leave this alone," she said. "If you love me, walk away. Right now. Forget everything you saw." "Naomi," I said, stepping forward. "I'm not leaving without answers." She shook her head, tears falling now. "You don't understand." She reached into her pocket, pulled out a second metallic tag, and pressed it into my hand. It was ice cold. I looked down and felt my entire body go numb. This one didn't say number 47. It said, #02 with a name engraved beneath it. My name. I looked up sharply, but Naomi was already backing away. "Please," she whispered, "don't make them come for you." "Who?" "Naomi, what is going on? Why am I on this list?" Before she could answer, a voice shouted from inside the warehouse. "We found him." Naomi's eyes widened in terror. She grabbed my wrist. "Run." The word exploded out of Naomi with such raw fear that my body moved before my brain caught up. I sprinted behind the dumpster, down the side of the warehouse, my lungs burning, gravel crunching loud enough to give away my position. Behind me, footsteps thundered. Shouts echoed. "He went this way. Don't let him get out. Lock down the perimeter." My heart hammered in my chest. Why were they chasing me? Why was my name on a tag? And why did my wife look terrified for my life? I rounded the corner and saw the narrow alley that led toward the parking lot. Freedom. I bolted toward it, and someone grabbed me from behind. A hand clamped over my mouth. An arm locked around my chest. I struggled, kicking back, trying to break free. "Stop. It's me, Zeke." He spun me around, his face flushed, panic all over him. Dude, what the hell did you get mixed up in? I saw men with tactical gear circling the building. Federal? Private sector? What is this? I barely got air in. She's in there, I gasped. Naomi. And these people, they're part of something. A list. Tags. My name. Before I could finish, Naomi came sprinting around the corner. Her hair wild, her eyes frantic, her hands shaking so badly she almost fell. When she saw Zeke, she froze. You brought someone? She hissed. He came because I asked him, I said. And now he's in danger too, she whispered. Footsteps echoed, getting closer. Naomi looked at Zeke, then at me. Her voice hardened. Both of you move. Now. We piled into Zeke's truck. Tires screeched as he reversed hard out of the lot, narrowly missing a man running toward us with a radio in hand. Naomi ducked low. Take us to somewhere public, she ordered. Somewhere crowded enough that they won't risk approaching. We drove in tense silence until Zeke parked outside a busy mall. Families walked in and out, shoppers with bags, teenagers laughing. It was a normal world, the complete opposite of what we had just escaped. Inside the truck, though, nothing felt normal. Naomi stared straight ahead, breathing hard. Zeke stared at me, and I stared at the metallic tag in my hand. #02, my name engraved beneath it. Finally, I broke the silence. Naomi, you're going to tell me the truth. Now. She closed her eyes slowly, as if building courage. When you married me, she said quietly, I didn't come into your life by accident. The words hit me like a punch. What does that mean? I whispered. She looked at me, not with guilt, but with grief. I was assigned to you. Assigned? Zeke swore under his breath. Naomi continued, voice trembling. The organization you saw inside the warehouse, it's real. Very real. And it's older than any agency the government admits to. It started during the Cold War. A covert oversight program meant to track individuals of interest. Criminals? Zeke asked. No, Naomi whispered. Not criminals. Her eyes met mine. People who were born into something they never knew existed. My stomach dropped. What are you talking about? She took a long breath. There are exactly 50 people in the country who carry a genetic marker. A marker linked to a dormant intelligence program from decades ago. A failed project called Providence. I frowned. I've never heard of it. You're not supposed to, she said. The program was shut down and buried. But the children born to its original participants, the government couldn't risk losing track of them. Zeke blinked that I stared at Naomi. You're kidding, I said. That sounds insane. Naomi didn't blink. They track potential, not danger. Intelligence, memory retention, neurological markers, rare traits that could be valuable. Some of the people on the list became scientists. Some became analysts. Others live completely normal lives and never know. And me, I whispered. She looked down at the tag in my hand. #02 means you're the second highest priority. Priority for what? For protection, she said quietly. And for monitoring, in case your abilities ever surfaced. My abilities? I scoffed. Naomi, I'm an accountant. I make spreadsheets. She gave me a sad smile. That's what you think. Zeke shook his head. This sounds like a conspiracy doc, he muttered. Naomi ignored him. When the agents realized you were beginning to notice my movements, they thought you might be awakening early. Awakening? I repeated. You make it sound like I'm developing superpowers. You're not, she said softly. But your mind works differently. You notice patterns most people miss. You learn faster. You remember everything. You process threats instinctively. I opened my mouth to deny it, but something stopped me. Because, truthfully, I had always noticed things, saw connections others didn't, picked up complex ideas in minutes, remembered entire pages of text after reading them once. I just never thought it meant anything. I was placed in your life, she said, voice breaking, to make sure no one else got to you first. My blood turned to ice. What do you mean? No one else? Her eyes filled with tears. There's another group, a splinter faction from Providence. They're still active, still experimenting, still recruiting. The tag you found last night. She looked at me with terror. That man wasn't one of ours. A chill shot down my spine. So what do they want with me? Naomi hesitated. They don't want to recruit you. She swallowed. They want to claim you. The car fell silent. Zeke finally whispered, "What does that mean?" Naomi turned toward me. "Your father didn't die in a car accident." My breath caught. "What?" "I've seen the files," she said softly. "He was number 01. My heart stopped. "If they targeted him once," her voice cracked, "they'll target you next." I felt the world tilt. Before I could speak, before I could breathe, before I could process any of it, Naomi's face suddenly drained of color. Her eyes widened in horror. "Zeke," she whispered, pointing past his shoulder. "Turn around." Slowly, Zeke froze. I followed her gaze and saw a man standing in the mall parking lot, staring straight at us. Motionless, expressionless, holding a metallic tag between two fingers. He lifted it, just high enough for us to see the number. Number 02. My number. And then he smiled. The man with the tag didn't move, he just stood there, still as stone, his eyes fixed on me like he'd been waiting his whole life for this exact moment. Naomi's breathing turned sharp, shallow. Zeke whispered, who is that? And why does he look like the final boss in an action movie?" But Naomi didn't laugh. She didn't blink. "He's not from my agency," she murmured. "He's from the others." I swallowed hard. "The Splinter faction." She nodded. Then the man lifted his free hand and motioned for me to come out of the truck. "No," Naomi said instantly, grabbing my arm. "If you step out, they'll take you. They've done it before. They'll wipe everything." Zeke gripped the steering wheel so tight his knuckles went white. "What do we do?" he asked. Naomi looked straight at me. "Whatever happens next, you need to trust me." My heart pounded. I didn't know where this was going, but I nodded. Naomi pulled out something I had never seen her carry before, a compact black device, no bigger than a lighter, covered in strange symbols. When she flipped it open, blue light pulsed across its surface. Zeke blinked. "What is that?" "A protection trigger," she whispered, "reserved for high-priority assets." "You mean me?" I asked. Naomi didn't answer, because the man outside suddenly turned his head slightly, like he heard something or felt something. Then he began walking toward us. Slow, measured, unhurried. Naomi spoke through clenched teeth. "Zeke, drive." "Drive where?" he cried. "We're boxed in. Just move." He slammed the truck into reverse. But the man tapped the hood. Just one tap, and the engine died. Completely. Everything went dark. Zeke swore. "What kind of technology you don't ever want to understand?" Naomi murmured. The man reached the driver's window and leaned in, staring directly at me. Up close, he looked ordinary. Too ordinary, if his face had been chosen from a catalog titled "Do Not Stand Out." He spoke softly. #02. Come with me. When he said the number, something inside me jolted, like electricity down my spine, like my body recognized its label, even if my mind didn't. Naomi raised the glowing device. "Step back," she warned. The man didn't even glance at her. "Your assignment is over, Naomi." She stiffened. "You don't have the authority to say that." "I'm not making a request," the man replied calmly. "Turn him over. Providence needs him." "Providence is dead," Naomi spat. The man smiled faintly. "No, Providence has evolved." My mouth went dry. "Why do you want me?" I asked. His gaze hardened. "Because you're the missing piece. Number 01 is gone. Number 03 is compromised. We need you, and we need you now." Before I could respond, Naomi activated the device. A burst of blue energy cracked through the air, soundless but powerful. The man staggered back as if struck by an invisible force, hitting the asphalt. "Out!" Naomi yelled. We threw open our doors and sprinted toward the mall entrance. Shouts erupted behind us. People stared. A security guard tried to ask questions, but we ran past him without slowing. Inside, the crowd gave us cover for a moment. Zeke leaned against a pillar, panting. Okay, what's the plan now?" Naomi pulled me closer. "You listen to me carefully. There's a safe access room beneath this mall. My agency uses it when retrieval goes bad." "Retrieval?" I echoed. "For protected assets," Naomi said. "Like you." Zeke shook his head. "This is insane. You're talking like he's some kind of target," she cut in. I froze. "Naomi, if you were assigned to me, Did you ever actually? She grabbed my face, forcing my eyes to hers. I didn't just fall in love with you, she breathed. I crashed into you, harder than I was supposed to, harder than the assignment ever allowed. Everything I've done since the moment I met you has been to protect you. Not because they ordered me to, but because losing you would destroy me. I swallowed hard. Her voice shook on that last line. Before I could respond, a blast echoed through the mall. Screams erupted. People started running. Naomi's face drained of color. They're here. The man from the parking lot emerged at the far end of the corridor, and he wasn't alone. Two others flanked him, and they were moving faster than normal people should move. Zeke whispered, "Oh hell no. Go!" Naomi shouted. We sprinted toward the service hallway. She swiped a hidden panel, a steel door unlatched. We slipped inside, and it slammed shut behind us. The hallway was dim, concrete, industrial. At the end was a reinforced door with a keypad. Naomi punched in a sequence so fast her fingers blurred. Behind us, footsteps hit the door we had just come through. Boom, boom, boom. Metal buckled. "Hurry!" Zeke cried. "I am hurrying." Naomi snapped. The keypad flashed red, then yellow, then green. The heavy door slid open, revealing a stark room with 2 chairs, a monitor, and a glass wall overlooking a lower chamber filled with humming equipment. "This is the safest place within 10 miles, Naomi said. "Once I activate the lock, no one gets in." Zeke exhaled in relief. But before Naomi could close the door, a hand shot between the frame and the metal plate. The same man. His fingers bled instantly from the crushing force, but he didn't flinch. He stared at me through the narrowing gap. "You can't hide from what you are," he said quietly. Then he forced his entire arm through. Naomi gasped. "That's impossible." "No," the man replied. "It's necessary." And with a strength that chilled me, he began forcing the door open. Zeke grabbed a metal bar and struck him across the head, but the man didn't even blink. Naomi shoved me behind her. "Stay back." The man finally pushed inside, stepping calmly into the room. His partner stood behind him. He dusted off his jacket. "It's time. Number 02, come with me." "No," Naomi shouted. "He stays with me." The man tilted his head. "You were never meant to get attached." He turned to me. "Your father ran. You don't have to." The words hit a nerve so deep it made me freeze. "My father," I whispered. "What did you do to him?" The man's expression softened, just barely. "We tried to bring him in. He resisted. You don't need to repeat his mistakes." My blood ran cold. Naomi stepped between us. "You're not taking him." The man sighed. "Then you leave me no choice." He raised a small silver object, something needle-thin like a metallic syringe. I didn't know what it did. I didn't want to know. He moved toward me, and Naomi threw herself into his path. Everything happened in a split second. A flash of light, a sound like cracking ice. Naomi gasped, staggering backward, the device embedded just below her collarbone. "Naomi!" I screamed, catching her as she collapsed. The man didn't stop approaching. "She'll live," he said, "if you come with us now." I looked at her face, pale, trembling, eyes fluttering. She mouthed one word, "Run." Something snapped inside me. Something deep, primal, awakening. For the first time in my life, the world slowed. Every detail sharpened. Every noise became distinct. Every threat became clear. And I didn't feel fear. I felt certainty. I gently laid Naomi down, stood up, and turned to the man. "Touch her again," I said quietly, "and I swear, you'll regret it." He studied me for a long moment, then he smiled. "There you are," he whispered. "The real number 02. He stepped forward, and the lights above us exploded. Sparks rained. The floor shook. An alarm howled through the complex. The man looked up sharply. "This facility is activating?" "Impossible," Zeke shouted. "Dude, the whole room is locking down." The walls began to seal. Steel shutters slammed into place. The man lunged toward me, but a barrier dropped between us, sealing us into separate chambers. He slammed his fist against the glass. "This isn't over," he shouted. "We will finish your father's work. Through you." The chamber filled with smoke. Warning lights flashed. I grabbed Naomi, pulling her close. "Stay with me," I whispered. Please stay with me. Her hand trembled as she gripped mine. Zeke coughed through the smoke. The system, it's resetting the grid, trying to force a soft shutdown. The floor vibrated violently. The building, the entire underground facility, was going into emergency lockdown. As the chamber sealed and everything turned blinding white, I heard the man's voice, muffled behind the barrier. #02, we'll come for you. All of us. And then, silence. When the smoke cleared, when the alarms faded, when the chamber finally stabilized, Naomi lay unconscious in my arms. Zeke crouched beside us, coughing. The splinter agents were gone, and I finally understood. This wasn't a test of loyalty, wasn't a trap, wasn't even about my marriage. It was about my past, my father, my future, and who I was meant to become. I looked down at Naomi as she slowly opened her eyes. Are we safe? She whispered. I squeezed her hand. For now. Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry I hid the truth. I shook my head. You saved my life. Then I looked at the seal barrier where the man had stood. They'll come back, I said quietly. Won't they? Naomi nodded weakly. Yes, they will. Zeke wiped his face. So what now? I took a deep breath. For the first time in my life, I stopped running. I stood up, lifting Naomi with me. And I find out exactly who I am. Thank you for watching, and kindly like, subscribe, and turn on your notification for our next video updates.